What was the actual reason behind the samurai going extinct? The world has never known any warriors as fearsome as the samurai. They are fiercely obedient to their lords and would rather pass away than suffer humiliation. These men were career soldiers with extensive training and combat experience who would instantly fight to their very end. During the Sengoku period, at least, they were. However, what social class could topple these aristocratic warriors who had governed Japan for more than 700 years? They were still a strong and formidable social class. Slowly, and as a result of other smaller changes that transformed feudal Japan into a more modern nation, the samurai's decline and fall occurred. The samurai way of life and warrior culture ultimately came to an end as a result of gradual modernization and significant historical occurrences like the Satsuma Rebellion and the founding of Meiji Japan. Many middle and lower class samurai became increasingly dissatisfied with the way Japanese society was organized throughout the 19th century. The samurai were Japan's dominant social class at this time. The class was distinguished by the fact that its members were career military personnel, even though they occasionally did mundane occupations like farming and office work. The military hierarchy set the stipends that each individual samurai received. The highest class of samurai and the lowest classes had vastly different levels of wealth and status, which were defined by heredity and rank. Samurai from the middle class were becoming less and less mobile. While lower-class samurai did have some chance for advancement, it was impossible for them to keep it up from generation to generation. In 1853, Commodore Matthew Berry's entry into Edo Bay was the beginning of a chain of events that would forever alter Japan. In Japan, a rift between those who wanted to keep Japan isolated and those who wished to embrace foreigners emerged. The Tokugawa shogunate had been in control since 1603 at the time. The emperor continued to rule, albeit mainly solely in a symbolic capacity. The pact was contested by Emperor Kmei, but Tokugawa Iemochi, the shogun, ultimately decided in favor of opening the ports. Samurai who were unhappy with the shogunate and wanted to overthrow it had taken control of the Choshu clan. They supported the emperor because they were anti-foreigners. With the intention of repelling foreign invaders, the Choshu clan established military organizations. The traditional samurai hierarchy within the clan was weakened since the troops were chosen from the lower ranks of the samurai class. Clan samurai attempted to seize control of Kyoto and reinstate the emperor's political authority, but they were thwarted by shogunate soldiers. The shogunate organized an invasion of the Choshu as vengeance for the strike. Ultimately, the Satsuma family joined forces with the Choshu to oppose the shogunate. The clan held sway in Kyushu, which was distant both from the Choshu and the power of the shogun in Edo due to the sea. Although there was widespread support for the emperor, the Satsuma clan had fewer extremist members than the Choshu. Shogun Tokugawa Yoshinobu formally resigned in 1867, effectively abdicating authority to the emperor. In an effort to maintain the Tokugawa clan's status inside the new government, this measure was taken. Two samurai factions fought each other in the Boshin battle. Tokugawa Yoshinobu, the former shogun, effectively decided to renege on his abdication after becoming furious that he and his clan were excluded from the new Meiji administration. This led to a conflict between the forces loyal to the shogunate and the Meiji imperial forces, especially the Satsuma and Choshu. The collapse of the shogunate also signaled the end of feudalism in Japan, as well as a huge reorganization of governance. By the end of the Boshin battle, efforts were underway to replace the caste system that had existed since the 12th century with a centralized imperial government. The Meiji government effectively eliminated the samurai military monopoly. Until this moment, samurai forces were directly loyal to their local daimyo. The eradication of the daimyo and their domains necessitated the formation of a national imperial army. That happened in 1872 when the Meiji administration implemented universal conscription. Every male, samurai or not, was obligated to serve 3 years in the military. This called into question the samurai class's basic existence. Many of the samurai who had aided in the collapse of the shogunate and restoration of the emperor were now in trouble.